So, like I said, I wake up late at night. Well, now it's the morning, but I was just laying up, not really sleep, but just reflecting on a lot of shit. And I do a lot of reflection on shit, man. Just a lot of reflection. And what made me do a lot of reflection is when I forgot them young brothers. They do panels with black women, and he had on the headline white men versus black men. And like sometimes he would notice, and a lot of men notice, including myself. I notice when white men approach black women, they get all happy and jittery and shit. But when you or black men approach black women, they get this rested bitch, like he said, a rested bitch face. Like they don't want to be bothered. So a lot of black men see it. So a lot of black men don't approach black women. They go around black women to avoid even saying shit with black women. So a lot of these black women, when black men did approach them, they'll have a rested bitch face and basically they'll blow a brother off, act like they don't want to talk to a brother. So a lot of times now, you got black men avoiding even talking to black women. Well, black women, white men could approach black women and they'll straight up be jittery, happy, all kind of shit. He don't even have to be an attractive white man. He could be just a white guy for the sake of being a white guy, and black women get excited. And brothers ask this question, wonder why, because I keep telling y'all black women have a winter soldier chip. A black women, keep in mind that when after slavery and during slavery, who was closer to the slave master than black women, than black men, than black women? Who was the biggest holder of slaves? I keep telling y'all, black women owned slaves. Yes, you had black women that were owners of slaves. And this is how they muddied how white supremacy, or white back then, they muddied the waters. You had a lot of these black women that were married to white slave masters. They were their wives. So a lot of time when those white men passed away, this is pre-Civil War, those women were left with with the black slaves as owners. And a lot of them black women, they were just as horrible as the white men enslaving black people. They did wicked shit to the black male slaves. This was what they ain't gonna tell y'all. Black women did horrible shit to they were just as horrible as the white slave masters. So this is why reparations is a problem. Because white men can turn around and flip this and say, well, your people own y'all. And then if you don't know, you'll be like, what you mean black people owe us? Well, you have black people that own slaves. But they're not going to tell you that those white men sometimes married their slave wives, or the byproduct of their even their daughters. You had white men marrying their biracial daughters. Yeah, you had that. You had they'll die to leave their biracial sons as the slave master, their biracial daughters as the slave master. So after slavery, you had a lot of these blacks who were landowners. Now keep in mind, you had poor white Southerners who went to fight for the Union, because they'll make you think that all these poor white folks fought for the Confederacy. Nope. A lot of those white poor Southerners fought for the Union Army because they was promised land if they go and fight for the Union Army. So a lot of them poor white Southerners that lived in Virginia, West Virginia, lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia, Alabama, a lot of them especially those live close to the north, they went and fought for the Union Army. And they was getting their ass handed to them by what? Who was fighting a lot of those battle engagements, which they ain't gonna tell you in history. They were fighting black slaves who were fighting for the Confederacy, who was whooping their ass. And they was losing a lot of battles. They were losing a lot of battles, like the Battle of Antietam. They'll tell y'all about that battle of Antietam, how the black slaves overran barefooted black slaves with rifles and bayonets, charged at the Confederate lines. If they didn't charge at the Confederate lines, they either were killed on the spot, or some of them did have loyalty to their white slave masters or their black mistresses. They fought for the Confederacy. However, the abolitionists to the north said, we could change this. If we offer those slaves freedom and then give them land after the slavery of what y'all call 13 acres of the mule, we give them this, and they'll defect. A lot of them will run and defect to the north. So what they did was they had abolitionists, black slaves who could infiltrate them and tell them that, hey, they'll get freedom, they'll get free land if they come fight for the Union. Then this is when the South started having all the defect black slaves who defected to the Union. A lot of them were given Union uniforms and put right back on the battlefield to fight for the Union Army. And the Union Army, the war changed, and then on top of that, they had a blockade. The United States had a blockade against the French. The French interfered in the war for the Confederacy, because the French was giving the Union arms, the Confederacy arms, whereas the North was way more industrial. They could basically make their own weapons. So eventually, after the North won the war, and Abraham Lincoln made the Emancipation Proclamation, said yes, black people were going to be given the land that they fought for. Well, they changed that because he was assassinated. He then was able to write it down on paper. So I think President Jeffries got it. I think that's his name, President Jeffries. Anyway, he didn't acknowledge that what Abraham Lincoln signed. And then he gave all the land back. The Confederates got mad. The white Southerners got mad because they was promised land. And they was going to uprise against them. And then that Civil War was going to continue. So he made a deal with all the Confederates, the white Southerners that fought for the Union Army, and gave them land. And gave also he gave the white Southerners reparations, but he didn't give the blacks nothing. So by the time Reconstruction happened, the blacks started the whites started taking all the land back, and then started what y'all call Reconstruction started, along with sharecropping. This how black men got basically done in. And most of that money went to, most of that reparations money went to black women who and their biracial children that owned slaves. That's why they said they gave black people reparations. And that's why a lot of them feel that they don't owe black people reparations because of that. So at the end of the day, black people got duped. That's why I said really we can't really use slavery, because they actually gave black people reparations. They gave the slave owners, the black and white slave owners, reparations. Yes, it's a fucked up deal they gave us. That's why I told y'all we can't use slavery. We got to use the shit that happened after slavery, which then we add the interest on. We talk about Jim Crow, Reconstruction, all the shit, sharecropping. You talk about eminent domain, You can bring up convict leasing, where they used to force black people who were just walking and force them into chain gangs. That's basically slavery. All the shit right there, slavery. Redlining, destruction of black, thriving black communities. I named all the communities, ain't no point in naming them. The assassination of black leaders, which was done by the CIA and the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, and the CIA actually worked together to kill black leaders. You can do the dumping of drugs and guns and weapons in the black community, Iran-Contra, the Highway 55 Highway Act that destroyed thriving black communities, especially down in Florida, by putting down, I think that's Highway 95 down there through black communities to destroy them. You can talk about them turning black, there's so many things, you don't even have to use slavery no more. Because it's now a whole new thing that they did. But yeah, man, black women were instrumental in that shit. This is why black women feel that they look at y'all like y'all servants. Now, have I said all black women? No. But like I said, majority of black women have their rested bitch face with you black men because they feel you are beneath them. You are beneath them. And furthermore, to illustrate that, when you let you go and approach white women, black women want to have the right of refusal. They want to be able to refuse you, not the other way around. So when you refuse black women, they be like, you have your goddamn nerve to refuse me because, nigga, you ain't nothing. You still a slave in this white man system, which technically we are. Let's be real. Even though you feel that you're free, you technically still a slave up under this white man system, and the black woman is still there basically to make sure you stay in your place. Why you think the black women railroad all these black boys? They was given a reassignment job to do what they were supposed to do. That's why they had to put in second wave feminism, third wave feminism. That's why they put LGBTQ and all that shit over you, black man. You could get killed in the street. You know? But see, the downside to black women being like that, they make themselves a target of white men. And that's why white men can still kill black women with impunity. With impunity. If they get caught red-handed, then they get persecuted. Like, for instance, Sade Robinson got chopped up by that white man. There was so much damning evidence against him, they had to prosecute him. But if he would have did that a lot smoother, he would have got away with it. If it wasn't for cameras and shit, he would have got away with it. He just was sloppy. Because I told people, a lot of motherfuckers don't want to hear me, when I said a lot of times he tried to rape Sade Robinson, and he killed Sade Robinson, and he tried to get rid of her body. You have all this shit where you got these white men sending black women to the upper room. The divestors and swirlers are not going to talk about it because they don't want to destroy their brand. And then, even if you were to show black women all this evidence and shit, black women ain't going to listen to you because they're going to tell you, nigga, we don't got to listen to you. Even though you tell them something to save their life, they ain't going to listen to you until it's too goddamn late. And then when they laid up that shit up there getting ready to get killed, then that's when all that shit you told them come to fruition. But it's too late. And see, black women, they feel they don't have to listen to black men because in their mind, they feel they don't belong to you. You belong to them. You are their property. That's why they follow y'all when y'all brothers go over there to what? When you say, fuck it, we done. And basically, black women be like, I'll be damned if you are done with us. And they'll follow you all the way to motherfucking what? Wherever you go on Passport Bros, you go to the Philippines. them black women literally, and you had some white women going over there, seeing white men over there. You had black women over there seeing all these black men not paying attention to their ass. You had black women over there, so they tried to do what the black brothers was doing with the Filipino women, trying to get with the men over there. The men wasn't interested. Brad wasn't interested. Nobody was interested in them. So that's why Passport, wherever black women go, it always a failure. They end up getting just knocked up, like the black chick went over there to Thailand and got pregnant by a Chinese man, and the Chinese man made her a single mama, and she came back over here with that blazing baby, and still out here now she talking about she want black men. And I tell black men, y'all need to stop dealing with white men or any group of men sloppy seconds. If Keisha been over there laying up with these non-black men and white men, leave them be. Don't try to take them back. If they suffer through hardship over there, that's all on them. That is not our responsibility. Do not feel sorry for these bros. Do not feel sorry for them. Do not have empathy for them. When they complain about the racist white men, just turn away and walk away and say, that ain't our problem. When y'all brothers start doing that, because they already don't got no respect for you as a black man, even when you come to defend them. Look at what happened to that brother when he was trying to defend them black women for getting the shit beat out of him in that Asian shop. He went down there trying to defend these nigga bitches, and what happened? All them Asian men have to do put on the side half off black women lined up around the building. That show you how much they respect you even defending them. So when black women talk about black men don't defend, y'all don't want, shut up, stop. Y'all don't want no black man to defend y'all. Y'all don't want it. It's like the black chick that got attacked up there by New York by that transgender, and her mom, first thing they want to do, you had niggas coming up, the black men to defend them, dumbasses. The black men that were done, they were Venezuelans, they were not foundational black American men, they were foreign black men. They ain't gonna defend you because they see them as their people. Yes, and then on top of that, she was up there divesting and swirling with a white man. Why that white man didn't come out and defend it? He didn't come out there. And she got into it with them people several times, and that white man she was with didn't come and defend her. So, like I tell you, when black women come with this shit, man, like them, miss me with that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. And I done nigga come to me talking about, well, y'all don't defend black women. Nigga, you get the middle finger and the goddamn motherfucker, your jaw getting dislocated. Nigga, don't come to me with that shit. I ain't trying to hear it. Don't come to me talking about why you ain't defending those black women, the same reason why your ass up here caping for a bunch of women that don't give a fuck about you defending them. I defend only women I'm with. If I'm with a black woman that's my wife, I defend that. If I defend, yes, I defend my mama. I defend my sisters, my nieces, if they're in trouble. Other than that, I'm not obligated to strange ass black women. And if y'all say I am, fuck y'all.